It's me, Diamond Crystal, the Gallivanting Grandma, coming to you today from sunny Panama City, Panama. How's everybody doing today? Listen, for those of you who do not know, I am a global nomad, travel influencer, an ambassador for women over 55 who are interested in beginning a new life's journey and embracing a life of ease and inner peace. As a 5-star house sitter, I drop nuggets of success for anyone interested in entering the wonderful world of travel using house sitting. So, now that you know me, let's get into today's topic. Today, I want to talk a little bit about FOMO. Who knows what FOMO is? Y'all all know what it is. It's the fear of missing out, right? You know, we're talking about travel, and FOMO is a big part of travel, depending upon how long you're going to be at your desired destination. FOMO is the fear of missing out on all those activities and excursions and opportunities that you have spent months and months researching on Google, finding out about on Facebook and in the groups, and you're like, listen, when I get to Panama City, I'm gonna do this, that, and the third. Well, FOMO kicks in when you realize that you may not have as much free time on your hands to get all this stuff in as you thought. Listen, how do I avoid FOMO when I am traveling, and particularly when I'm on a house sit? Well, my first strategy is I never accept a house sit for less than 30 days. 30 days or more is my strategy, particularly if I'm visiting a country that I'm interested in really exploring. 30 days gives me time to have feet on the ground, to really get out there into the nitty-gritty of a location, know where I'm going, whether it feels right. You know, it's like a new pair of shoes. You buy them, you try them on, you walk in them, and you find out whether or not it's a 2-hour walk or a 4-hour walk, right? So a 30-day sit allows me to get intimately familiar with the new location where I am visiting. Let's take a real life example of a FOMO type situation. So I arrived here in Panama City on Monday, and on Thursday evening I was invited to a paint and sip opportunity with some of the expat ladies already in the area. And I'm like, man, that sounds really good. But I got in on Monday afternoon and my hosts were still here. So after they were gracious enough to take me out to dinner, show me the immediate area, and we went through my responsibilities here in, I have to say, 38th floor penthouse here in Punta Pacifica, part of Panama City. Just wanted to say, hey, that's how I'm traveling these days. And you can too, we'll talk about that. But anyway, after I got through Monday evening with kind of getting acclimated to my responsibilities and my roles here for the next 32 days, I really was kind of tired from travel, etc. And needed to kind of rest, relax, woosah a bit. And Thursday night, I just was not ready to go out and be social. And the great thing about having a 30-day plus sit, and that's my charge there. She comes to check on me whenever she hears me talking. But anyway, whenever I have a 30-day sit, it allows me to say, hey, I don't need to take advantage of every single social opportunity that presents itself. I can take my time because I know I've got 3.5 plus more weeks to get out in these Panama City streets, right? So that alleviates FOMO almost immediately, because I can say, hey, I'm not gonna be able to make this Thursday's event, but what y'all got going on next week or the week after? See what I'm saying? It gives me time to really get acclimated, and that's one of the beauties of having a 30+ day sit. What is another benefit of having a long-term sit? Many of you may know that I sat in the Chapala, Mexico area last year for 5 glorious months. There I was able to forge real relationships, and that's another benefit of having a long-term sit. Not only are you able to explore the area and beyond if you have a car, because some sits do come with cars, mine in Mexico did, but it allows you really to become a part of the community. You're meeting and greeting people on an everyday basis because you live in the neighborhood. You're not at an Airbnb per se or a resort area where you're dealing mostly with tourists and visitors that are going to be there for a week or maybe 2 weeks. You are really dealing with the residents in the area, and you can really try on for size that community. See whether or not it is someplace that you could really see yourself living long term. 5 months in Chapala showed me that it is a wonderful lakeside community, but guess what? I do not want to live in Chapala, Mexico. I think it will always have an endearing portion of my heart because I met great folks, had a great time in the 5+ months that I was there, but I know that that is not a place that would be my forever place. And as I'm traveling through this world on these sits, I really am looking at this point in my life whether or not this is some place that I can see myself settling whenever I do decide to settle. Let's talk a little bit about settling, because right now and for the past 2 years, I have been completely untethered. How you like that word? Untethered. Like no mortgage, no rent payment, no car insurance, don't have to renew tags. I ain't got to think about nothing except where I'm going next. So I am really giving myself the flexibility to explore this big old world before I stake my claim in any one place or any one country. That's what long-term sitting will afford you if that's the way you're looking to utilize it. One real life experience here in Panama since I've been here. Well, let me just start by saying I did not come to Panama and immediately start a house sit. No. For those of you who read my blog, and I hope you will, if you have not read my blog yet, please click the link and go over to my website, www.thegallivantinggrandma, and check out my blog. My personal reset is in my happy place, and that is Manta, Ecuador. So I decided this year and every year moving forward that I am going to do my personal reset after visiting with my babies in South Carolina, visiting with family throughout the U.S. During the holiday season, that I'm going to bring myself right on back to my uniquely happy place, the ocean front of Manta, Ecuador. And I did that in January. So for the entire month of January, it was all about Diamond. I didn't have any responsibilities. I kissed my babies goodbye. They knew exactly where I was going, how long I was going to be there. And I also knew that I had a whole 30 days before I had any responsibilities anywhere else in the world for a house sit. So I did that. And before I came to Panama City, I spent a glorious week in Coronado Beach, Coronado, Panama. Let me tell you something. It surprised the heck out of me. Now, I do have expat friends on Facebook who have been settled in that area for quite some time, but I was pleasantly surprised by the beauty of this place. I spent, like I said, a glorious week just to myself, just exploring this particular oceanfront community. And to my surprise, it is more affordable than I expected it to be. The Pacific there is fantastic. The black sand is, I don't even have words to describe just how beautiful it is. But I did post some of that on my Instagram and Facebook. So please follow me on those social medias. So all of that to say that I took that week to kind of check out an area of the country that I would not be able to visit once I got to my house sit here in the city. It's about a 2-hour drive from the city. And like I said, this time I don't have a cat. I'm caring for an elderly dog. So we walk about the same pace, which is really nice. Not too fast, not too slow. And we don't stay out in the sun too long. So Cassie and I get along really, really well. But it allowed me the opportunity to check out an area that I said, I'm gonna put this on my it's a possibility list, because when I'm looking for a place to retire, this is the one thing that is non-negotiable. It has to be oceanfront. It can be Atlantic. Y'all know I'm an Atlantic Ocean girl. I grew up on Long Island, New York, so the ocean has always been my place of refuge, my happy place, and it's non-negotiable as far as the rest of my life is concerned. So whether it's the Atlantic or the Pacific, it has to be oceanfront living. And I found, again, very surprisingly, that Coronado Beach in Panama is a great option. Here are some of the pictures from that particular visit and the great ladies who welcomed me and made me feel like I was already a part of the community. Listen, I did karaoke, all kinds of stuff, y'all. It was just a great time. So I encourage you, if you have not been to that part of the country, make sure that you visit. All right. I am here visiting with my Facebook sister, Terry, who lives in Coronado Beach. And just, this is the view from her patio, y'all. You got the mountains, you got the Pacific Ocean. You can see, oh my God, the black sand. Do you hear the roar of the ocean? This is from her patio. So, while I always say that Ecuador is my happy place, man, I'm telling y'all now, Panama is running a close second at this point, and this is from Coronado Beach. So how do you be strategic in house sitting? I just said that from here, I'm going to Mexico for 45 days. I've been requested on a sit there. And from there, I'm going to Portugal. I really don't have too much else set up because I'm taking a summer break. I am a grandma and I do Gallivant. So that means I need to spend time with my little heartbeat. And right now, she's not able to visit me outside of the country, so I'm going to visit her. And we are going to choose a state where we're going to spend summer vacation together, because yes, house sitting allows you to bring your family depending on the sit. And if you're a pet mom, you can also bring your pet depending on the sit. So you got to be real strategic about what you want to do, and again, maximize your time and your dollars. So Layla and I are going to be in California for her summer vacation. She'll have something great to write about when she goes back to school. She usually goes back to school right around her birthday, which is the middle of August, and she'll have great experiences. When she gets that passport, the experiences will become even more phenomenal and more dynamic in her young world, right? I really can't wait to take her to a Spanish-speaking country because she challenges me all the time. Grandma, do you know what this means? She's on Duolingo already. So, you know, it's just opening the minds of our youth, right? At 8, I was happy to go to South Carolina from New York every summer to visit my cousins and my grandparents. You know, going outside the country was nothing that was even, you know, part of my psyche. So we have to lift those parameters, and we have to change the dialogue for this next generation coming up. And I'm telling you, I am eternally grateful that I can do that through the wonderful world of house sitting. So yeah, Layla and I are going to be in California. We're going to live it up big. She is a mini Doolittle. She loves cats. She loves dogs. She's always good for extra hugs, snuggles. Sometimes the animals are actually running from her because she just wants to be around them all the time. But the experiences that we've shared as the Gallivanting grandma, and now her page, Escapades with Layla Sage, I mean, it's just so endearing. What a better way to spend time with your grandchildren, right? I only have one, so she's spoiled. That's what grandmas do. I ain't got but one, and that's what I do. I hope that you'll be able to do it too. All right, let's continue on and talk about the money. Yeah, man, the money. You gotta have money to travel, right? But you know what? You ain't gotta have a lot of money. You don't have to have a lot of money. Or you can save your smart money if you decide that you want to house sit. House sitting has left me with absolutely no expenses for accommodations, because it is a straight exchange of services for accommodations. I am on the 38th floor of one of the most fabulous condominium buildings here in Punta Pacifica. The mall, which is literally a block away from this condominium complex, is home to the most luxurious brands that you might want to spend your discretionary money on or treat yourself. I don't know, depends on your taste. But, if Gucci, Tiffany's, Salvador, Ferragamo, if those ring your bell, then you need to come here, because it's all here. People like, you going to Panama? What's in Panama? Girl, everything is in Panama, particularly Panama City. So let's get back to the money. I save money by house sitting during my traveling. That allows me to spend my discretionary income any kind of way I want to. And the way I like to spend my money is self-care. So I'm finding out where's the best spas. I'm finding out where I can get nails done, where I can get body massages, acupuncture, everything that helps me continue to live a life that is full of wellness and good health. So, all of that to say, the point of all of that, get your airline points, connect your points to Uber, connect your points to hotels, earn your points. I traveled all of 2022 on airline points. Of course, I had accumulated quite a few over the pandemic. I wasn't able to use them, so I was able to keep them. Last year, I had zero expense as far as airline travel is concerned, and that was all because of points. Now, the thing is, if you travel on points, you don't accumulate points while you're traveling, right? They're not gonna let you travel for free and then give you a bonus for traveling for free. That's not how that works. So I'm on a reset right now. I had to pay to get to Panama this year. All right, but I'm earning my points. I'm on that point reset, and I'm about my point grind. Trust me when I tell you. I was so happy to find out that in Panama City, particularly, Uber is the way to travel. It's the safest way to travel when you're solo, particularly solo woman, and you can connect your Uber to airline. I'm earning those points, because while I'm in a very walkable area of the city, there are plenty parts of this area that I want to see, and I'm not gonna walk. They're too far to walk. I'm gonna catch that Uber. And I'm gonna catch my points. You get my drift? Okay, so talk about maximizing dollars. Let's consider being strategic about your house sitting opportunities. If I wanted to stay in Panama and extend past my 30 plus day sit here, I would be looking for another Panama sit. Now, fortunate for me, 30 days is enough in the country of Panama, because I'm looking forward to returning to Mexico, and that was a requested sit for 45 days. And that will then lead me to Portugal. I'm going to the Mediterranean, y'all. So 45 days in Mexico, catch up with my seasoned melanated diva sisters, one of whom has already relocated. What happens in a year, right? Relocated to the area. She's getting settled in her new home. She's got her permanent residency. So she went through all the steps and now she's a Mexican resident. How exciting is that? So I'm going to check out her new space. And the whole beauty of house sitting is that you ain't got to be in nobody else's space. You got your own space. I got 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, duplex penthouse here all to myself. Me and Cassie, that is. So maximize and be strategic about the sits. If I wanted to stay in Panama, I would be strategic about finding an additional sit. So in closing today's video, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey as we talked about FOMO, long-term house sitting, and how to maximize those travel dollars using points and being strategic about your sit selection. I hope that you will follow me. Let's get social. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and please hop over to my website, www.thegallivantinggrandma, GALLIVANTING grandma.com. I hope to connect with you, and let me close by saying that this segment and all other segments are brought to you, sponsored by my brand, PowerPiece. PowerPiece. What does it mean, Diamond? Well, your inner power, your superpower, is found in your inner peace. Let nothing come to destroy your peace. Check out the next slide on how you might be able to pick up merchandise. And if you use code Gallivantas, you will receive 20% discount on anything in our lifestyle brand. Thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait to come back to you with some more tips and inspiration on traveling, using house sitting over the age of 55, and embracing that life of ease and peace. Peace and blessings to you.
Follow my grandma on Instagram and Facebook.